Bull or bear? Wednesday morning. Let's see what happens here with the coin. And it looks like it is a bear. Kind of what I'm thinking for the rest of the week here. That we're going to see a lower gold, silver, and platinum market than we did see at the opening of last year. I think they're going to monkey hammer these prices. Typical weekend crooked bullshit that they do on holiday, slow trading times during the holiday seasons. Well, meanwhile, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Beautiful video here of tonight's live cam on Deerfield Pier, which is about 5 miles north of me. Lovely night out there. We had like 45-degree temperatures earlier this week, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, which some of you guys is not cold, but in South Florida, that's pretty damn cold. We don't see 45 very often, especially for a couple nights like we did a couple days. And fortunately for us, it's not a big deal. We're not going to die at 45 degrees down here, though you think some people would by the way they're dressed. And of course, you know, if you live in South Florida, there's people that put on parkas and Arctic winter clothing at 45 degrees down here in Florida. But you can't blame us. That's just kind of like, we grew up down here in the warm weather. I did for the most part of my life, but I'm not going to get into the history of everything. Beautiful evening. I think it's like 68 degrees right now. I was just looking, and I think I probably still got the damn camera up there. Let me reduce that and go over here. Yeah, actually I do. 68 degrees here, and I know some of you up north are getting clobbered with sub-zero temperatures. I can't even imagine that. I've been so far removed from that kind of environment for many, many years. But meanwhile, absolutely beautiful here in South Florida at 68 degrees. And the rest of our week looks like it's going to be pretty nice too. For all my South Florida customers and the peeps that live around here, boy, man, we are blessed. We really are to live in a place like this that delivers these type of temperatures when everyone else is freezing in the world. No less, not bragging about that. One thing that we don't get to see down here is snow, and I think everybody that's lived in South Florida kind of misses that, especially if they lived up north at any point of their life. They miss the snow and that kind of Christmas season that you don't get here in South Florida. But I digress. Here's my, this was actually the quote for the last year, and I haven't brought it up for the last couple weeks. I used to show this quote every evening before I close these videos, but a lot has changed in the last month. People change, times change, and yes, even I change a little bit. But meanwhile, this is pretty much the end of my quote. This is the quote that I said that I was going to do for a whole year. Think for yourself, always question authority, and folks, you know exactly why I've always said that, because sometimes the things that we've been taught in our life, even by the people we trust the most in the most best intentions, teachers, parents, I could at one time say that the government was good intention, but I can't say that anymore. But all the good and the media, I used to watch the news when I was a kid. I believed everything that I saw in the news. Oh, wow, that's Mr. News Guy. Walter Cronkite. Most of you that, some of you don't even know who Walter Cronkite is probably, but I did grow up in the Walter Cronkite time watching as a little kid. I think I saw, if I correct, I have to ask my mother if this is just a created thought, but I believe my mother called me in from the backyard playing as a kid to watch Walter Cronkite or that news station talk about the first man landing on the moon. So, I mean, so many things have changed in our lives, folks, including the people that we thought we could trust, the people that we thought had the best intentions for us, whether it's government, media, and even our own parents. Sometimes our own parents get it wrong at times. And the people that we love the most and trust the most. So this is why I always say, think for yourself, question authority. And what does that got to do with the price of gold, silver, and platinum? Well, once you start to question authority when it comes to the economic and political system, you understand how important owning gold, silver, and platinum are. Meanwhile, great quote by Timothy Leary. You can say all you can about Timothy Leary, but don't kill the messenger. This was a great message right here. Think for yourself and question authority. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what prices are right now. $18.13 in gold, $24 in silver, platinum over $1,000. So far, keeping me in that Again, I felt that we would see sub 24 and sub 18 and sub $1,000 platinum by the end of the year, but the year is not over yet. We still got a couple days, and again, that's just a stupid guess on my part. Probably no better than the coin that I toss, if you think about it, really. But when it comes to the macro picture, that's something I'm good at. We know for sure that over time, fiat currencies get weaker and weaker and weaker. Your spending power, your dollar gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So where do you keep your money? I mean, the stock market was doing quite well for a while. I'm not an expert in that, and I can't speak about that. But a lot of people made good money in stocks. Some people made good money in crypto. Why that market opportunity existed for that. All right, I'm not going to go there. For that kind of fiat electronic digital dollar that was probably and most certainly more trustable than any fiat currency by a sovereign country. Again, that's a rabbit hole I could go down. But meanwhile, I do believe that they're going to knock these prices down in the crooked Crimex markets, the LBMA markets, and other markets where these huge paper derivative driven these commercial banks that drive these huge derivative paper trades in the criminal Crimex markets in these markets will drive it down this week. It's just kind of a pattern they do during the holiday seasons and when trading is very, very quiet out there. But it's a straight, again, hate to pick these short-term things. I just kind of think that we will see weaker prices, and it might be a good opportunity to buy for two reasons. Gold, silver, and platinum prices are reasonably low. If they go a little bit lower in the next couple days before the market closes for the new year, again, great opportunity for people that still have money to pull the trigger and buy more gold, silver, and platinum, especially since the premiums are down, and I'm going to get into the premiums here very shortly as well. Meanwhile, let's talk to that. Well, boy, it didn't take long. Best deals. What are the best deals out there? As far as best deals go, and again, gold, silver, and platinum prices, I think this week are going to be on the weak side, or at least sideways. I can't see us going much higher than here before the new year begins, and I feel pretty confident about that. But again, that comment can get stuffed up my hiney hole too as well. So got to be careful. Short-term predictions are not my forte. I'm better at medium and long-term predictions, and I've been pretty right on most of that when it comes to gold, silver, and platinum, because it's not hard to be wrong when the asset gold and silver and platinum is based on a fiat dollar. I mean, when we price gold, silver, and platinum, what do we price it in? Dollars, okay? Duh, we price it in dollars. And when the price of when the buying power of a dollar just declines and declines and declines, and we know that's happening, you can't go wrong being gold, silver, and platinum, because the price of gold, silver, and platinum at least it doesn't hold its own. It seems to increase in value. But on the short term, it's hard to predict, because the short term and probably the medium term markets are really predicated on what the big commercial crooks at the Crimex LBMA markets are going to do. But I was talking about best deals, and again, I get sidetracked here. So let's get into best deal. Kilo bars. Obviously, I think most of you figured that out while you were looking at the screen and I was blabbing my mouth here. Kilo bars are the best deal out there, and what are kilo bars? Spot plus 250 or less is what we have for at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. And as you know, we advertise to beat Atmex, SD, and J and Bullion on their prices on kilo bars and all these different products if you live in South Florida. And if you don't live in South Florida and you're buying larger quantities, we can also beat those guys' prices as well. You'd have to call us here at the store, though. And what's the next best deal out there? 150 for kilo bars. Let's see, odd weights and 1 ounce, 10 ounce, well, hold on, better deal than that. 1 ounce. 1 ounce bars are cheaper than 10 ounce bars right now, folks. I think that's a good deal too. Spot plus $3. 90% is just, man, 90% prices have just come down so dramatically. Meanwhile, Silver Eagle prices have not come down as much. The premiums are still pretty damn high on Silver Eagles. But the buy prices, the wholesale buy prices are coming down, which tells me there is weakness in the Silver Eagle market. Definitely weakness in the 90% market. When I say weakness, I don't mean weakness in the price of silver. I mean weakness in the premiums that these products had for quite some time. And there's also some weakness in the generic products as well. Great time, great opportunity to buy gold, silver, and platinum at premiums that we haven't seen in at least, I'm going to say 3 years, folks, or more, maybe even longer, 3.5 years. Premiums are just so low right now, and we can guess about why they're low right now. I could give you like a dozen reasons, but then I'll jump down another rabbit hole and we won't get through this video. We'll do that another night. So kilo bars, 100-ounce bars, spot plus 250. How the hell do you beat that? Other than if you go to silver 40%, but with 100-ounce bars at 50 cents more than 40%, which is the cheapest product and not one of my favorite buys out there. Unless again, it's all about premiums. It's all about what your lowest overall cost is. So those are the products out there. Definitely kilos, 100-ounce bars. What else? 1-ounce rounds. Again, super cheap. Even 90% is down close to the level of 100. Well, hold on. 90%. No, 90% is probably getting close to the price of 10-ounce bars, but 10-ounce bars are still cheaper. As far as U.S. peace dollars and Morgan dollars, unless you collect them, don't buy them. They're not a good buy when it comes to buying silver for the sake of buying silver. The premiums on those things are just way too high. Same thing with Silver Eagles, folks. Just avoid them. I'm surprised that Silver Eagle premiums had maintained where they are right now. I think there's a big spread, even a wholesale. There's a big spread between the bids and the ask, even in the wholesale market on Silver Eagles, which tells me that dealers are holding on to a lot of Silver Eagles right now. They don't want to bid up and buy too many. Meanwhile, they don't want to drop their ask too much either as well. And I can't blame them. A lot of dealers are probably stacked up with Silver Eagles out there as well. But again, I don't buy them, that's for sure. I'm sure they don't want to hear that. But anyone that's giving you good advice, stay away from Silver Eagles. But I've been telling you that for quite some time. They're still not cheap. 90% is getting to a point where I can tell you 90%. I should give you some kind of visual other than just the kilo bars. 90%, so, gosh, of course, I should know better. Silver, 90% silver. There we go. 90% silver. As I said, dramatic drop in premiums, both in the bid and the ask. But still, I'd rather buy 100-ounce and kilo bars and 1-ounce bars because they still are much cheaper than buying 90% right now. Well, as far as gold goes, premiums on gold even have, they've evened out a little bit. The bid and the ask on gold Eagles hasn't changed an awful lot. They've spread a little bit. The spreads between the dealer wholesale, what they offer to buy for and what they offer to sell for, have widened. And again, that doesn't surprise me because probably sales in certain products have slowed down a lot. And I truly believe that right now, a lot of Americans aren't buying gold and silver, aren't familiar with gold and silver, and a lot of people that have bought in already in the United States are already bought in. We haven't seen a lot of new buyers step into the gold and silver and platinum markets, and I think the reason for that is just there's such an insecurity with what's going on out in the world. I mean, the economic insecurity out there, people just don't know where to put their money. The average Joe Blow, I mean, most of us, people watching videos like mine and are invested in gold, silver, and platinum, we're a very small segment of the population out there. We're extremely small segment of the population out there. I would say even, we're 1%. I hate to use that term. It's a biker term. 1%ers. Don't hate to use it, but we're 1%ers out there, man. We're like, maybe 1% of the population out there owns any kind of reasonable amount of gold, silver, and platinum coins and bars as a hedge against a falling dollar. Also, with the knowledge that gold, silver, and platinum are not going to go bankrupt. I mean, a lot of the reasons that we buy gold and silver and platinum, 99% of the public has no clue. They think gold and silver are jewelry, or cute little gold bars and silver bars that you see in movies. But that's about it. They're paperized, man. Most of the 99% of the people out there are paperized. They've derivatives. Their whole lives are, even if they don't know what a derivative is, even if they don't think they're invested in derivatives, the 99% of the public out there is invested in the paper charade, folks. So they're not hard metal people that own gold, silver, and platinum, and that's the reason. I mean, think about this. If 99% of the public out there, 99% of the people that we know, aren't really invested in gold, silver, and platinum, and all of a sudden just a few percent of those people move into the gold, silver, and platinum markets, guess what happens to gold, silver, and platinum markets? It's to the frickin' moon. To the moon, Alice. And if anyone can say in the comment section, to the moon, Alice, where it was the first one, well, I don't know what I can do because I don't have any prizes. I do have prizes to give away, but I haven't figured out how to do it. So, anyways, all right. I like this article in Zero Hedge. We talked about gold, silver, platinum, best deals, what to buy, what not to buy. Let's talk about a great article that I saw by Michael Snyder via the Economic Collapse blog. I've read that Michael Snyder stuff quite a few times, the Economic Collapse blog. The only thing I don't like about it is the name is just so negative. It makes me depressed to look at it. But man, he does nail some stuff here. And I want to talk about the following. Good article on Zero Hedge, by the way. You can read this for free if you type this in. But 15 facts which prove a massive economic meltdown is already happening right now. You can't argue with any of these. The following 15 facts prove a massive economic meltdown is already, folks. I think what's happening out there is they bombard us with so much new shit. If you keep bombarding us with so much new stuff, our attention level goes away. I mean, who killed that Epstein guy? I mean, what happened to Assange? What happened to Snowden? Why are they still away? Well, I mean, things that we forget quickly because new things are added. Ukraine. Election stuff, you name it. I mean, we're just bombarded with new stuff all the time that the old stuff that maybe is more important to think about just goes away. But meanwhile, I run down rabbit hole there, and we're going to talk about the 15 facts that prove a massive economic meltdown is already happening right now, which, number one, existing home sales have now fallen for 10 consecutive months. Number two, existing home sales are down 35.4% over the last 12 months. That's the largest over-year decline in existing home sales since the collapse of Lehman Brothers. Very important fact there. Remember that. People can say, well, home sales, 99, I just talked about there's only 1% of people that own gold, silver, and platinum. What do the other 99% of people hold or desire or want? Property, folks. Property. That's the whole thing, is that, we have always been told since we were young that the one thing that we truly own is the property and the land that we sit on, but that's not always necessarily true. Mortgage companies generally own that. The government owns it if they really want it, which is called eminent domain. And you never really own anything in life. You just temporarily occupy it or own it for some time. So anyways, I don't mean another rabbit hole there. But talking about home sales versus precious metals, home sales are, again, the great American dream. That's 99% of the people out there. 1% are on precious metals. But wait till that changes. Wait till a few percent, even a few percent move into precious metals. It'll be massive for the price of gold, silver, and platinum. But again, I digress. Home builder sentiment has now dropped for 12 consecutive months. And they do focus, again, that's why I talked about homes. 99% of the public out there, their value, their life, their entire equity, everything they own is in their home. I realized that recently when my father has passed away, that he paid off his home many years ago, and that money that's in homes is where most of people's savings, their life exists as far as their wealth. All right, so homes are very important. Again, 99% of the public wants, desires, or has property, not precious metals. So that's why this is very important. Home construction costs have risen more than 30% since the beginning of 2022. The number of family, this all goes into home right here, home ownership, single family housing unit permits have fallen. It has. And a lot of that has to do with higher interest rates. Again, another rabbit hole. Boy, my favorite word, if we should have a drinking word called rabbit hole now. Every time I say rabbit hole, have a drink. But it's true. There's so many rabbit holes you can fall into when you're talking about all this stuff: precious metals, real estate, equities markets, dollars, fiat currencies, politics, economics, and it all falls into one thing. Gold and silver and platinum have been around for 5,000 years. It's the one thing you can trust when you wake up in the morning that won't go bankrupt. You can't trust any of this other stuff. Even your property, at one day a government can say that, hey, I want that shit. We're going to build a highway over your home. Here's what you're going to get for it. And if you don't take it, F you. And or if you really think about it, they tax your property. After 100 years, your property has basically been paid for twice with the tax that they got you on. But well, hey, again, the 50th rabbit hole drinking word. By the way, I'm going to take a sip with you right here as well. A lot of this has to do with home ownership and all that stuff. Let's go down here a little bit. A newly released Blowhard, the Blowhard survey has discovered that 70% of the U.S. economists believe that recession is coming in 2023. So if Blowhard is saying that, more than likely it's 140% of the U.S. economists. A little bit excessive there, 140%, but you know what I'm talking about. Inflation continues to spiral wild out of control at a point ahead of lettuce now costs $11 at one groceries. What? Can someone confirm this for me? Now, this is going to make me question this whole survey right here. Lettuce costs $11 at one. All right. Oh, they give us a clickable link. Let's take a look at that. $11. Current news, head of lettuce, and iceberg. Okay. It's $5.99 for a head of romaine at Natural Foods, Paulton, nearly $10 for Low Jim at Dragon's Mark in St. and Los Altos. That's probably one of those gourmet restaurants that rich people don't mind shopping at. But no less, it's kind of disconcerting. $11. Overall, vegetable prices in the United States are 80% higher than they were at the same time. I can testify this because I am eating a lot more vegetables than I ever have. And first off, finding good fresh vegetables at your grocery store is tough enough. But the prices are just crazy on that stuff. And 15, thanks to the rising cost of living, 63% of the U.S. population is now living paycheck to paycheck. It's probably more than that. I see it so prevalent out there amongst the working class people, and who seem to be getting ahead at some point, and now just to have the rug pulled out from under them, because of 2020, because of the critter 19 bullshit when they closed down the entire economy, shut down the entire world, and all that nonsense. And never forget that, folks. This is why we are. The reason that the economy is why it is right now, it's got nothing to do with the bullshit they try to tell you, especially the Russian narrative. Oh, thank the Russians for the price of oil. Well, F you, Mr. B, and your other supporters and your other people that believe that nonsense. The truth of the matter is we weaponized the dollar years ago, which was the number one most dangerous thing we can do. It's the one thing the world loved about us, even our enemies. They loved the U.S. dollar. After we weaponized it, we really screwed ourselves. On top of that, oh gosh, rabbit holes. But the real reason for where we're at today is because of a fiat dollar-driven system, by crookedness in the COMEX, and crookedness in the markets that we have overall, crookedness in our political system, across the board, excessive spending. I mean, I can go on and on. It has nothing to do with the Russians. It has nothing to do with unfortunate incidents. It has everything to do with boneheaded, stupid decisions that these stupid bastards double down on a daily basis. And their lap boys called the corporate media and social media just help them out with that. All right. Anyways, I'm sure this will be a 500 view video tonight. So let me move along from here. Another good article, Zoltan Pozar's Gold Megadon Deconstructed. Very good article by VBL here, and it talks about, oh gosh, I really want to go into this. It could take a while here, but translated from the original Zoltanese, banks have been using rehypothecation for decades fearlessly with approval of global governments who promised them gold would never be used as a settlement medium, have a practical use again. Wow. Again, I want to kind of read this article, but I tell you what, I really encourage you to go to Zero Hedge and go and type this in Zoltan Pozar's, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Gold Megadon Deconstructed. Someone say that 5 times fast. Very good article, very, very good article, and talks about, why the price of gold and silver is, or particularly gold, I'm sorry, not silver, but why the price of gold is probably going to rise significantly here in the near future. And again, a lot has to do with what we talked about for years here on these videos, is the weaponization of the US dollar, which has created other countries to get away from the US dollar. What are they going to get into? They can't get into their own fiat currencies. Of course, these big central banks and these entities are going to buy gold and silver, particularly gold. It's been around for 5,000 years. It's probably the one asset that everyone can trust, but no less. I almost told you about what most of the article is here. Highly recommend you read this. Meanwhile, what's going on out there in the gata.org, GATA Antitrust Action Committee world? Great website here for most of you folks who haven't watched my videos. Make sure you bookmark this and read these articles frequently. They put some good stuff up there. Not too much to talk about that we haven't talked about for central banks or top buyers. Indian central banks have always been top buyers out there. And euro is forecast to be worth less than $1 after Lagarde's kamikaze. The euro's fucked, I'm sorry. Just like the US dollar over. Really, right now, what we got going on is a war between currencies out there. We got the war between the Federal Reserve, EU bankers, Russian bankers, Chinese bankers. Who is going to be the last horse to the glue factory? More or less, who's going to be the last turd or the least biggest turd out there. And the U.S. dollar, we have the power of the U.S. military, we have the power of the U.S. political system, and the dollar to go out there and bully our way around. So it's very probable that the U.S. dollar will be one of the last horses to the glue factory. But no less, even if you're the last horse to the glue factory, that's not being a winner. That's just spinning a bad situation. All right. Has Russian invasion U.S. No, we doomed it. Our policymakers and our central bankers doomed it. But again, can walk down a lot of rabbit holes in these articles, and I often do, especially after the long day right now that I've had. And here, hang on one second. Not complaining. Michael, what's up? Rob F., you're always there in the top one or two. I don't know how you do that. And dumb things you see. Hold it physically. Crypto you don't. Silver is superior. Standing a cup of caca, that's for sure. Love it. Merry Christmas to you, Ricky Evans. Liquid Electrum says we're already screwed, so why not spend like a drunk sailor? It doesn't even matter. The big crash is coming. Even the idiots are seeing the end game by now. The world is wake up to our garbage dollar. Absolutely true. Joe McDonald, what's up? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you and your wife. And long time commenter first. Yeah, sure. Alice in Wonderland, if you ask me, yeah, I can't argue with that. Happy holidays to you, Welco services, and Happy New Year's especially. Oh, geez, what did I do? I just clicked on your site. Do we want to watch Lily's coin collection? That sounds interesting. Oh, sorry about that. Trying to go over comments, and now I'm clicking on your guys' YouTube pages. And where do we go? There we are. Tree Climber, what's up? Omnibus was a uniparty site. Yep, absolutely true. Christopher McCormick says, purging my silver weight, trading for low premium gold bars like silver is weighty, but I got to tell you, Christopher McCormick, I really believe that the price of silver has a better chance of doubling in a short period of time than the price of gold. I could be wrong on that, but it is certainly much lighter to carry gold than it is for silver. Silver liner here at 7,200 feet. Wow, 15 below. Zero. Wow. And what do we got going on right now? Let me take a quick look here. We got six here. I'm going to just refresh that. 68. Did it warm up a little bit? 60. Oh my God, it's freezing out there. Silver liner. Thank you. Happy New Year's, 779 driver. Happy New Year's year. Alex, Alex, if the price was equal, do you prefer Krug's or gold bars? Gold bars for sure. About $20 per ounce cheaper than Krugerrands. And again, I'm all about saving bucks where you can, and reinvesting that money for almost, you could buy a gold bar and a silver coin for the same price of a Krugerrand. All right, so I definitely think that a gold bar would be a better deal because you can get a silver bar with it too. CR Chief says, could you talk about gold bars and assay cards? Most recommend not buying them, or comment how to test them if they're real. I even heard some coin shops won't buy. I hate the cards. I hate the cards that the gold bars come in. I think it's a bad idea. It eliminates the ability for shops to test the stuff, and that the minters of these bars have the illusion that the cards are making the bars more legit. You know, what they don't realize, if you can counterfeit a gold bar, you sure as fucking, excuse me, well, I said it, okay, there's my first F-bomb of the night. You sure as hell can counterfeit a certificate or a fake card. So I hate cards myself, but you know what? I've been dealing in these products for so long. I know what they look like. I know what they feel like. And, you know, we can do some testing even with the plastic if we have any doubt about what we're buying. So it's not a problem for us. But, you know, again, I'd like to see them do away with the cards and maybe just, have the certification right in the bar somehow itself. You know, again, that might indicate having serial numbers. That might indicate having some kind of anti-counterfeiting device in the bar itself. But the plastic and the covering sucks, in my opinion. But I can see why some shops won't buy gold in bars. But if you don't know what a gold bar looks like, you probably really don't know what a gold coin should look like either. So I don't have much faith in that thought as well. Thanks and Happy New Year's, CR Chief. Dave Darkheart says 3 degrees. Wow, 3 degrees, my gosh. Happy New Year's to you, Dave Darkheart. Gunslinger says, the American Patriots are the best people. I don't ever forget that, Gunslinger. Happy New Year's to you. Happy New Year's. You. I got to get ahead of my Happy New Year's in case I forget. Hugh Daly says, not like Florida is even 60-degree weather, dressed like northern shoveling sidewalks. That's true. That's true, man. Absolutely true. It's just, I don't know what it is. Your blood thins out when you've been down here a long time. Happy New Year's to you, Hugh Daly. Linda, same to you as well. IB Scotty, 90% of them are turds, 100%. Wow, -8. Man, you guys are getting hammered up there. Rabbit holes, of course. Your tangents are spot on. Christina Napolitano. JTBS S2 says, keep stacking physical silver and gold and other physical assets. I'm going to do my Happy New Year's at the end, all you guys. Best rant ever? Wow, really? You thought that would... my views just sucked, but again, I know why my views suck. I believe that I believe that that these companies like YouTube and Google, and they have the AI programs. It goes through their system. They flag certain stuff, and if you talk about certain political stuff, which I do, I can't help myself. When you talk about certain things, I really believe that they do. I mean, we've already learned that from the Twitter files that these guys do this stuff. So I'm sure my videos are the same way. I think this video that I'm showing you right here in the comment, you know, where all the comments are here, I think this video got absolutely shadow banned in my opinion. But again, what do I care? The bad guys, you know, are the people that do that stuff, and the good guys are the people that bring it up, like you and I and other people do. Silver Mustang says, you're right on target. Thank you. Happy holidays to you. Ned, 58 degrees in Florida, as I said, it's currently -8. Oh, gosh, you guys. Well, you're used to it, man. I hope you are. So, you know, like with 45 degrees, Floridians start to, like lizards, they start to fall on the sidewalk and stuff. So, Happy New Year's to all of you. Sure, I'll talk to you before then, but you never know. I've just been completely crazy busy here. I've always prided myself on getting a video every day, up until about a month, 2 months ago, where it's been a lot tougher for me to do that. But no less, I'm still popping these videos out here, and I really appreciate everyone you watching, liking, and hitting that thumbs up button as well. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're ever in South Florida and you're visiting down here, we're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays, same location since 1995. We advertise to beat APMEX, SDJ, and Bullion, the online guys, the big guys out there as well, and the local people. So if you live in South Florida, there's no excuse for you not to come here. We will beat most everyone's prices out there. Most everyone's. I'll beat every legit price out there that I can find. And as far as you folks that don't live in South Florida, unfortunately, the best thing I can tell you is find yourself a good local dealer like myself. Hope you can do that. And however, anyone out there buying larger quantities in 100 ounce of gold or more, or 1,500 ounces of silver or more, call us at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. We can arrange for drop ships. We can arrange for secure shipping. with proper payments, wires, and all that old school stuff. So keep us in mind if you're buying larger quantities as well, even if you don't live in South Florida. Meanwhile, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.